Best of r/Choosing Beggars episode 27. This isn't the greatest story, so don't expect that. It's just something I need to get off my chest as this has been going on for years and our mother still plays into it. My sister, who is 4 years older than myself, I'm in my early 30s, and married with both her and her husband employed, do this shit every year. They have 4 kids, about to have a 5th in January. Every year send our mom an Amazon wish list of all her kids' gifts and asks my mom to complete the list. My mom is in no financial spot to be doing this, but does it anyway using a credit card even after I tell her that my sister should be buying her kids at least a majority of their holiday gifts. Fuck me, right? And then has the audacity to ask me to purchase them a Netflix account every year, though I never do. I gifted them a year of Netflix years ago and specifically told her it was for 1 year, and 1 year only. She tries to argue her kids' happiness and I should just get it for them, though she has not gotten me a gift in years, and I don't expect/ask her for anything. She bombards me via text asking for a payment method, or for the password to my own account that I pay for myself and have other people that already use it whom I'm much more appreciative, such as my stepdaughter and a couple very close friends. It just gets in my nerves the way she exploits my mother's kindness and how it is extremely hard for my mom to say no to her children. As I have been the main source of income for my mom for the past lots of years, I just feel like I am being taken advantage of by proxy. Anyway, I hope everyone had a nice holiday. I'm sure a lot of you have someone like this in your family and can understand the frustration. Happy upcoming New Year. Thank you. Next. So this story comes from a few Christmases ago. Some details may be fuzzy. So for Christmas I purchased a few gifts for my GF. The most expensive one being a back massager, the kind you fit over a chair or recliner. The idea was for her to put it in her car for long drives. So come Christmas we're at her family's place and she opens her gifts and I can tell she's not thrilled with it, though her family is real impressed. It was about $80 and her fam is pretty poor. I forget what she said verbatim, but she wasn't too happy with it but not enough to return it. I figured that was the end of it. Turns out she had complained to damn near anyone who would listen outside of her family and most everyone thought she was nuts. They all thought it was a great gift and a few reported back to me about it. Few months later we break up and she moves out, but is sure to take the massager with her. Guess she liked it after all. Thank you. Next. Hi all. I posted this in a different subreddit and then someone suggested that it might fit in here, so here I am. First time poster on this sub. I run a company where we hire out wedding and event service providers with our main focus being photography and videography. Other services include DJs, drone pilots, hair and makeup artists, etc. Not relevant at all. So a few months back, I get an instant chat from a bride via our website. She informs me that they are coming down to South Africa in December and they need a wedding photographer and videographer. I send our packages to her and she says her fiance wants to call me. I say that's fine and I give her my number. A few hours pass and I'd almost forgotten about them, but my phone finally rings. The fiance, speaking in a very heavy German accent, starts sweet talking me, mentioning how people rave about our fantastic work and service. I'm calling BS on every word he says. But I'm also infamous for my inability to say no. Thank you. Next. This happened a few minutes ago. I went to go buy some food, and when I left the store this man on a bike rode up to me. G equals guy, M equals me. G, hey, M, yeah, G, do you have $2 I could have so I can get something to eat? M, no, but I have $1 I can give you. That was the rest of my money. I handed him the dollar and started closing my wallet. G, this is it? M, it's all the money in my wallet. He then starts ranting about how it's Christmas time, and how I'm greedy. M, I gave you all the money I had in my wallet, I literally do not have any more I could give you, now stop complaining. G, I'm not complaining, it's Christmas time and I'm hungry as hell. M, whatever. I started to walk away from him, and he started biking towards some women asking if she had $2. This is why I hate people. Thank you. Next. Last Christmas my husband and I decided to give Santa sacks to our siblings. Lots of treats such as fancy sweets, coffee beans, biscuits etc. Some lottery tickets and a few small gifts. My brothers and sisters-in-law seemed happy with their sacks. and commented on some of the childhood favorites I'd managed to track down. My older brother however received his, took one look and commented, "Are you earning too much? I would have thought you'd have something better to do with your money. Here, take this." Handing back the gifts. "Just give me the money." He's known for being a selfish twat, but this shocked everyone. I took great pleasure this Christmas in giving a small token gift, and when he looked disappointed said I had something better to do with my money this year. ETA, sorry if in wrong place, new to this, thank you. Next. I work in a nursing home as a nurse's aide. It's a crap job but I do it. We have a lady that works in the laundry room who is our CB. At first, it was nice when she first started working there. She was funny and she brought a little life to the night shift. Then the begging started. One day she asked if I would take her to the local grocery store. It was literally just down the street so I took her. Instead of popping in to get her lunch and popping out like she said, she ended up getting a decent bit of groceries. She could hardly carry them in her hands. I told her that I'm needed on the floor and I can't just sit around while she shops. She apologized and said it wouldn't happen again. It sure wouldn't because I wasn't going to take her anymore. After that, every time I would try to leave for lunch, she would stop me, asking me to get her something. The first time she did this, she actually handed me cash for her order so I didn't mind getting this. After that first time, she just expected me to buy it for her. Then if I was going to a restaurant she didn't want to eat from, she'd ask me to go somewhere else, even though I said I don't eat at that restaurant. So yeah, she wanted me to spend my money on food I didn't like so I could spend more money on food for her. I told her this wasn't going to happen. Despite not getting what she wants from me, she still tries. My husband and I collect video games and consoles. We have almost any console you can think of. She mentioned that she wanted to get a certain console and we told her where she can get one for $50, which was a good price for the console she wanted. Her response was, "Why don't you give me yours and go buy the one for the $50? Hell to the freaking no." After this, my husband and we worked together, became tech support somehow. She's always asking about fixing her tablet or phone. I know how to tinker with settings on a phone and computer but I don't know how to physically fix problems with them. She had an outdated tablet and was asking me why her games wouldn't load. I told her that she might have to get an updated tablet because some tablets won't update past a certain point as far as I know. She wanted an iPad so I showed her one on Let Go for a decent price. Her response was, "I don't like that one. Could you get me this one?" And shows me an eBay one going for 3 times the cost of the one I showed her. I informed her that I had no intentions of buying her a tablet. I wasn't even going to buy her the cheap one and she let it go. I know you think she can't do more than that but she does. Just the other day, she was hanging around after her shift, looking for a ride home. Since she doesn't live far from the facility, I said I'd drop her off on our way home. As soon as she closed the car door, she said, "Hey, can you stop by this store and this other store before you take me home?" My husband wasn't having it. He told her that we're not her personal drivers and that she's either being dropped off at home or dropped off at the store. Either way, we're only making one stop for her. She huffed and got out of the car and said, "Guess I'll walk then." The next day, she waited around for people to drive her home again. It was then that I realized that I wasn't the only person she was begging from. Other aides were staying after their shift to avoid her, and some other aides had made the mistake of taking her where she wanted so they were sneaking out the back while she was begging in the lobby. She went into the parking lot and started screaming. I couldn't understand what she was saying but I could hear her from inside a resident's room. I had to calm one resident down because she had a lot of issues with people yelling. I also found out that she was leaving notes on the nurse's station begging people to buy her a pack of cigarettes. My response was, "If you can't buy them then don't smoke them," when she told, not asked, me to get her a pack on my way out one day. You'd think with the treatment she gets she'd stop but she keeps on. I'm going into work today, ready for this mess all over again. Thank you. Next. Hi all, I posted this in a different subreddit and then someone suggested that it might fit in here, so here I am. First time poster on this sub. I run a company where we hire out wedding and event service providers with our main focus being photography and videography. Other services include DJs, drone pilots, hair and makeup artists, etc. Not relevant at all. So a few months back, I get an instant chat from a bride via our website. She informs me that they are coming down to South Africa in December and they need a wedding photographer and videographer. I send our packages to her and she says her fiance wants to call me. I say that's fine and I give her my number. A few hours pass and I'd almost forgotten about them, but my phone finally rings. The fiance, speaking in a very heavy German accent, starts sweet talking me, mentioning how people rave about our fantastic work and service. I'm calling BS on every word he says, but I'm also infamous for my inability to say no.